Hey everybody, welcome back again. Happy Thursday, almost Friday. This video is in response to a comment I got from my newest subscriber, Sac Ab from France. Hey, how you doing, Sac? And he was looking to know my thoughts about dating single moms. And I actually was thinking about doing that video actually before you'd even mentioned it. I just never got around to it. I just got lost in my mind. I get so many ideas for topics, videos to do over time. I should write them down. I think about these ideas, like, oh, I'll do that, but then I forget, and like, shit, I need to start writing my ideas down on paper so that way I can refer back to them, I don't forget. So, dating single moms. I've never dated a single mom. I don't know if I ever would, because, yeah, there can be issues. A number of them I'm going to go through here. And the first thing is, as far as, dating, depending on how many kids even if she just has one kid, it may be hard to spend time with her because she might have to find a babysitter. That's number one. Or, number two is that a lot of single moms, most of them don't make a lot of money, or if they do, they're living from they're broke because they, don't, some of them, the fathers may not give them child support, they may be in jail, or the fathers may be broke, what have you. There's a lot of, fathers out there that are behind on child support payments, and it's kind of like a catch-22 situation. Sometimes these mothers, they want to put the, report it, get the dads put in jail, but they're teaching the lesson. But then, if the guy's in jail, how's he going to work to pay child support? He gets out, probably won't be able to find a job. So a lot of them try to give the dads the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, there's a lot of deadbeat dads out there that just, father the children, and then, they just walk away from the situation like, oh, I can just, run away scot-free. I don't want to be with you anymore, even though it's their choice, their mistake, their responsibility to take care of. And, when it comes to the mother's kids, it could be that you don't really care for their kids, or maybe their kids don't like you. There could, again, going back to the dads, there could be some drama, if the mother is, I've seen it happen, so much with even like single dads dating and having issues with the mother of their children. And then, it kind of becomes like a three-way thing where the current girlfriend or the current wife, or, the current husband, current boyfriend, it's like they're kind of involved in the mix too. It's, people, I think we all have enough of our own baggage, but getting involved in a situation like that, I can, a lot of times the single moms, they have a lot of baggage from, being, divorced, or having these financial problems, or father just, or they don't know who the father is. The father just takes off on them. And be skeptical, especially meeting girls, because I met this one girl online once. She claimed to be a single mom. I don't even know who she was, because like people will go through desperate measures, desperate lengths just to get money out of you. Because I was talking to one girl online once. She claimed to have a baby. I don't know. She had pictures of herself. She didn't have any pictures of her supposed baby. Said she had like a, 8 or 9 month old. And like we hadn't even met yet. It's like, I don't know you. I'm not giving money to somebody I don't know. I just met it. I haven't even, I'm just talking to online. We were talking about meeting, and she said, oh, I wondered if you could help me out. She's like, I'm, broke. I don't get paid. I don't have a single dime, single dollar. I'm not getting paid till next week, and like my baby desperately needs baby food, formula, and it's like, a lot of people would get, sucked in. I used to get kind of sucked into situations like that, buy it, believe the story, and things like that, and it's really, you kind of feel bad in a way, but at the same time, it's not your responsibility, it's not your problem. And this girl, I think she was just probably trying to suck money out of me, because I said no. I said I got me, because I really did at the time. I had my own financial problems. I mean, I'm sorry, I said I don't have any kids myself, but I'm a single homeowner. I got a mortgage to pay. I got bills to pay. I said I'm behind on, I got, some credit card debt I'm trying to pay off. Like, I can't really afford to be giving anybody money right now. I have hardly enough money for myself. And she just like went ballistic on me, saying that fuck you, you totally ruined my life. And talking about how, just remember, God's watching you, God's going to judge you. It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure God is going to judge you too, because I have a feeling that, that's a very common scam out there, a way for somebody to suck money. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but that's a real common, there's so many stories that people come up with, and that's just one of them, trying to put a guilt trip on you. But just like, there's a lot of people struggling for money, and you don't know about it, you don't see it, they're not asking for it, they just figure it's their own problem. So you really shouldn't feel bad about that, because, come on, all of us, hardly any of us are rich. We all have our own, if we're doing well financially, it's like we have real responsibilities for our own situations, our cars, our homes, our kids, bills, that sort of thing, food. You really shouldn't feel guilty about that, especially if you're owning, and even if you're a millionaire, you still shouldn't feel guilty. It's not, your responsibility. It's not your responsibility at all. Everybody's responsible for their own financial situations. I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine. That's, I did hear once, even like people in the street that beg for money, it's like, I don't mind helping people out that really need it. I have given money to people on the streets a lot, but it's like, oftentimes wonder, what if they're really not hurting for money? What if they're just drug addicts? They're, because I did give money to somebody once, and then next time I saw them, they were smoking cigarettes. So it's like, I don't have a problem helping people out that really need it, if it's for food, for bills, to help their kids. But it's like, if you're going to take my money, you're going to buy cigarettes, you're going to buy booze, you're going to buy drugs, fuck that, But it's a lot of times you don't really know about it. And I did hear once that it's like, it's a good deed. And but, there's that saying, no good deed goes unpunished. But someone said, oh, it's not really up if you decide to give somebody money, it's kind of not really up to you to, be judgmental in a situation like that. It's, you're just supposed to put your faith, your trust in that person. If they really do need the help, they're not going to spend it on booze or drugs or cigarettes, what have you. So, getting back on track, sometimes they do say that the kids, even if they're young, it's very hard when, kids, they need both parents in their lives. And even if they see both parents, like joint custody, joint visitation, they go back and forth between both parents. It's hard, they need, they like to have both parents around, and if they don't really understand, if they're really young, like just toddlers, they have that emotional connection to the parents, even if they might be bad parents, whether they miss mommy or they miss daddy. And, if you start dating a single mom, the kids might get an emotional connection. If they like you, they'll probably get an emotional connection to you. And, you might think that they're getting a new dad in their life, and that the poor kids, if a relationship doesn't work out, and then, you're not around anymore, that could hurt the kids even more. Because I did have a friend once, she was a girl, but she dated this guy that had he was a single dad, had a couple kids, and relationship didn't work out. And she cried because she ran into them at the mall one day. This guy had like two girls, I guess, and they were going to go out to eat, I guess. She ran into the father and the girls at the mall. They were going to go out for lunch somewhere. And they asked her to come along, but, they weren't in a relationship anymore. She said, oh, would you like to have lunch with us, have a picnic or something like that? And she said, kind of made up a lie on the, spur of the moment. She said, oh, I'm really sorry, girls. I'd love to, but I'm really busy, maybe some other day, knowing that it was never going to happen again. And she said that she walked away and she just burst into tears. I probably would too. That's really upsetting situation. And some single moms, which is smart, they don't bring the guy around their kids until they're in a serious relationship, which, I kind of see that side of the story. But again, it's like, what if you really don't? What if you're in a serious relationship and all of a sudden the kids are, total brats, total, shitheads, and then you're kind of like sucked in a way. But yeah, it's really weird. It's frowned upon still. There's like the stigma in America. It's like a guy just asking, I don't know, I think in general men do, it's more, the playing field is more level now in America. It used to be that men made a shitload more money than the women, but I noticed since the Equal Employer Opportunity Act fair pay for, equal pay for equal work. Women are making, almost as much money as men now, but I think the men are still ahead. I think that's because more men, are working, whereas, women tend to be maybe more stay-at-home moms, just working part-time. But in general, I think, wages, salaries are pretty close between men and women, even though I think men are still a little bit ahead. I think an hourly wage in this country, I think like men are like maybe $2 ahead, $2 an hour ahead. So it's pretty close. Playing field is leveled. But like even I know for you, any of you are familiar with Judge Judy. I watch Judge Judy a lot, and there's men that use women for money. They say, "Oh, I need money to pay bills. I need money to fix my car," and they don't pay the the woman back, and then the woman sues, and vice versa. The women do it too. They ask men for money, and men give them money, and they don't pay them back. But she'll still Judge Judy and it seems to be a thought process a lot. In America, Judge Judy, she still frowns upon women that do it, but she doesn't label them as like a loser or a bum or, something like that. But it seems like whenever a guy does that, whenever a guy just asks for money from a woman or doesn't pay him back, uses a woman for money, she'll always say like, "Oh, you're a bum, you're a loser." And it seems to be that way. I don't know if it's just because men make more money, but it seems to be that way throughout America because both men and women, I've seen them do it. It's frowned upon both ways, but it's like when the men, especially with child support too, there's women behind in child support, men behind in child support. And that's the other thing that's kind of bullshit too, is women, or I guess it happens to men too, like if you get to a certain point, like one of my wife's friends at one time, she fell behind in child support, and I think they took her driver's license away. So it's like, okay, it's kind of like jail in a way. It's like, I have no license, I can't drive, so it's like, how am I going to go to look for a job? How am I going to get to a job? How am I going to get to job interviews? It's like a punishment, but it's like it doesn't really help the situation at all. But yeah, even with like that child support, it's like, if you make a child, if you're a guy, you make a child or children, and, you fall behind in child support, and you're not, paying for that child, even if you fall on hard financial times, which, both men and women honestly could do that, but it's like men are looked at as bums, as, losers, and it happens to women too, but for some reason, women, it's frowned upon, it's not like applauded, it's frowned upon, but women don't get looked at as being like total losers for that. I don't really understand that, but that's a topic for another discussion. So getting back to the single mom dating thing, what else was I going to cover on that? I'm trying to think where I was. But yeah, I've never dated a single mom. I'm not really sure that I would, because it's like, what happens, I know we talked about this before, but, oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention. I do have a daughter, but it's like, what happens, I heard that there is like with like blended families, there can be some issues, because it's like, maybe you could become a stepfather or a stepmother, and it's like, you're disciplining your stepchildren, and then, the woman has a problem with that, like, "Oh, I don't want you disciplining my kids," or "I don't want you disciplining them that way. This is the way I discipline them." Or I could see maybe, get marrying a single mom, and then maybe she's disciplining my daughter in a way that I don't like. So that's another thing that goes along with it. And it just seemed like there was a lot of drama, a lot of stress that a lot of us already have in our lives. And it's like, some people say they don't want to get married. They've been married before. And some people don't even want to get into relationships because it's just like, oh, it's just too much drama, which I can understand, because, there's a saying I heard once: if there's more than two or more people in the world, there's always going to be, you like it or not, there's always going to be disagreements about something, one way or another. And the other thing that could be a problem is, with marrying a single mom or dating a single mom, maybe you want to live together to cut down on expenses, make things easier, maybe blend, like a checking account, or get a joint checking account, something like that. But I think I would have a problem, because I like my house, but what happens if the girl likes her house? Like, "Oh, you really should move in with me, but it's like, what if you don't want to give up your house? Or, wonder if, maybe the woman doesn't want to, give up. It's like, yeah, you don't want to give up your house, she doesn't want to give up her house. It's like, what do? Eventually something's got to give, somebody's got to give up, unless you want to live separately. But it's like, if you want to cut down on expenses, which, it is very hard with kids. It really is. You can make good money. It is kind of hard to make it on your own. So it's like, yeah, I really would, if my wife and I divorced or she passed away, I started dating somebody else, I probably would, even though I would like living alone, I really would, to make life easier, less stressful. I probably would like to live with a girl just for the sake of, making life financially easier for both of us, less stressful. But then, that could be an issue, especially, if you got kids involved. You have your kids, she has her kids, and it's like, who gets what bedroom, who gets what bathroom. Well, hopefully I'll never be in a situation like that, but, maybe if you do date a single mom, because, I'm at the age, I'm 40, so, like, I'm at the point now where it's like, if I were to date somebody around my own age, a lot of people, the kids are already grown, so it's like, maybe if you're going to date a single mom, maybe it'd be best to go for a woman that's older, that, her kids are already grown, maybe away at college, or maybe already living on their own, depending on what your age is, or, and that's the other thing, too, if the woman is young, she might want, because, like, that's the thing, like, I don't want, if you date, especially if you date a younger single mom, she might want more kids, especially if she really loves you, wants to marry you. Could be she might want to have kids with you, are you up for that or not? One of my friends, she might have more kids, she already had 4 kids of her own, but, my friend, he wanted kids of his own, but she had 4 kids, and she says, she was already like 40, I think, for early 40s, mid-40s, maybe 45, but yeah, she already had 4 kids of her own. He's like, oh, yeah, I really want to have at least, like, 2 or 3 kids of my own, and she doesn't want any more kids, so that's another issue. But, if you don't want to have any kids at all, or you don't want any more kids, like I wouldn't want to date a younger girl, in her 20s. It could be she might, if she doesn't have any kids, she might want to have more kids with me, which I don't want more, and, she might, what's the other thing I was thinking about? If she doesn't have any kids, the younger girl, this is not actually talking about single moms, actually, but if you were to date a younger girl, if you already have, like, kids and you don't want any more, it's kind of something to stay away from, because most women do want kids, and she might want to have more kids, and if you're not up for that, that's definitely something you should stay away from. So, I think I covered everything I wanted to on that. I definitely hope that helps. Definitely watch out. There are some single moms out there that a lot of them don't have a lot of money. They don't make a lot of money, and they need, some of them really do honestly need financial help, but some of them might just be making that up, to get money out of you, to sucker you in. There's a lot of con artists out there, a lot of scam artists that come up with numerous believable stories, but you definitely got to watch out for that. It's kind of a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, but just be careful. Make sure you know what you're getting into before you go all out on these women. If you could, I would say make sure you meet the kids before you get into a serious relationship. But some women, it's like they won't want the kids getting emotionally attached. If you're going to be, they said, it's really hard on the kids if, people are constantly, guys are kind of coming and going from a woman's life. So, sometimes the woman may not want to bring you home to meet the kids until you're in a serious relationship. Then it's like it comes to that point. It's like, what happens if you don't like the kids? If they don't like you? It definitely is a lot of drama. A lot of blended families don't get along. I did hear a quote once. It said, I think I was watching a talk show. I think it was Jenny Jones years ago. This was like probably 25 years ago, about these blended families that were just like, it was family feuds. And I think during a commercial break, they put up some quote. They said, step families, there are blended families that work, step families that work, and they said the Brady Bunch. Yeah, that's the only one I could think of. Very few blended families work. So I hope that covers everything you wanted to know. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I tried to remember. Should have made some notes, but tried to remember. Hopefully I remembered everything I wanted to cover, so that's all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts, your ideas, maybe your experiences. Comment, like, share, subscribe. See you next time. Another interesting video. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.